Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there is some very, very strong Leo energy, that is the lust or strength card. Very interesting. That's an intense way to begin a reading, I would say. Let's put that into some context. Whoa. There's the Prince of Pentacles here. This represents the fixed earth energy. This is the Taurus energy meeting with this Leo energy. I wonder, I seem to remember in the last Taurus reading that we had something going on with the Leo energy there too. I don't remember though. I'll have to go back and look. Maybe someone in the audience remembers the last Taurus reading, and I don't recall if there was a Leo connection there. But anyway, let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. And this is from the Smith Waite Tarot. Oh, we've got some extras here. We're going to do just the one mystery card that we're not looking at. Simon the Alien will guard that card for us, and hopefully that card will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need at the end, right? Okay, so let's look at these energies. Now, we got these cards that just kind of flew out. We didn't anticipate these, so we've got, oh, look at that. We've got some duplicates here. All right, this is going to make it interesting. So we have a duplicate of this card, the Leo card, the Strength or Lust card. This is emphasized, right? It's a strong emphasis there. And then we also have, again, the Star energy down here. So this is very, very important. These two cards are pretty much the entire reading, right? And then, of course, we have this Taurus energy. We'll just put the Taurus energy back there so we don't forget about it. We've got a 9 of discs. We could put the 9 of discs next to this other Earth energy. And then we have some more Swords energy. We have a 4 of Swords. We could put that right next to the 6 of Swords, just so everything can kind of stick with its energy companions here, and we can talk about them. So we do have a lot going on, right? We've got a lot of major arcana. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus the duplicates, right? Do we have any fire energy other than this Leo energy? No, I think that's the only fire energy we have. Very interesting. Very interesting, the fire energy there. Now, as far as water energy goes, we have water here at the top. And then we have our air. And then we have, of course, our earth, a nice amount of earth. It's pretty balanced, except we are kind of missing some of that fire energy. But obviously, this Leo energy, this lust or strength energy is being reinforced. There's something very important here that you need to know. Is there currently an effort for you to control some aspect of yourself? Is there something that's getting kind of out of hand? Is there a lack of discipline in your life? Or is there too much? See, here we have strength, we have control, we have the use of your magic power, your ability to discipline and harness and control your intense spiritual force and fire, your power to create and to lead. Is there too much? Are we controlling that too much? Are we being too stubborn with our own energy? Look, here's that Taurus energy, the Prince of Pentacles. Are you trying too hard to control your passions? Is there something that you really really want, but you feel that you have to restrain yourself? Are we being too disciplined, right? Are we being so stubborn with things that we're not letting this magical fire out, right? The only sin is to hold your Holy Spirit in. I wonder if that might be what we're doing. There is such thing as too much discipline, right? Too much restraint, too much restriction. Gosh, we have so many cards. I don't know how we're going to get through all of these. I think what's going on here, let's put this back here as an issue that we might have to deal with. So we have this Mercury Magician energy from yesterday. This is a laser focus. This is you, I think that whether this is maybe a work thing, maybe this is a creative project, maybe this is some kind of a business, whatever path you're on, whatever working you're doing right now. It doesn't have to be career. It doesn't have to be employment. It doesn't have to be financial. Whatever path you are on, I think that it is a very focused energy. I think that you have a very narrow view of what you need to do, right? You have to go A to B to C to D, and that's it. So it is a rather stubborn kind of, outlook. And it has this sense of being a little bit too restricted, right? This magician energy, this will create whatever you wish, but it has to have concentration. It's the power of your mind to concentrate and focus and just follow this path, right? If you want to get that thing, you can't think about a million other things. No, you have to, the wire has to be insulated, right? That laser beam has to be focused, right? But I wonder if we're so worried about that the insulation around the wire, that maybe we don't see that it's not connected to anything at the other end, right? Or that there's no power source going through it. We're so worried about staying on course. It's almost like we're hyper fixated on the fixation, right? We're too focused on the discipline itself rather than on the kind of end game or the source of all of this. We do have a double emphasis of this star card. Underneath it all, this connection with your star. This should be the driving force. This should be what is supporting all of this work, is your connection with Spirit, this divine energy that's flowing in you, your understanding, your spiritual insight into what your path is. This is the star that is in the heavens that is you. You have discovered which star is yours, is you, which path is yours. I feel like maybe we're so focused on what's down below. See, both of these cards, especially in the Smith Waite, it's a focus on what is below, right? This card is showing that the spiritual starlight is coming from above, and then we focus it, we channel it, we're the conduit that expresses it outward, right? But what's being shown here is not really the connection to above. This card is focused more on it down below. Okay? So what this is suggesting to me is that maybe we have forgotten the top portion of this card. Maybe we're realizing that, or maybe we should be realizing, maybe this reading is that revelation, that we're not so connected with what we're doing anymore. That now we don't have the starlight coming in, now we just have all of our spiritual energy going out. We're so focused on what we're doing outwardly, we're forgetting that connection to source that is supposed to be flowing through us. It's like our wire, it's like our magician, our Mercury, is a wire that's not connected to the battery anymore. We're so focused on keeping that wire insulated and straight and make sure that it's, it keeps extending outward to the goal. But when we get all the way to the end and we hook it up to the machine, it's not going to work if it's not even plugged into the wall, right? So I feel like the double emphasis here is that we need to plug back into source. That we're so focused and so being so stubborn with what we're doing that we don't have any kind of spontaneity left. We don't have any of this openness, just being spiritually open so that this starlight could come in, right? So that we can reconnect with the battery. We can get plugged in again. Right? We can get plugged in again. And maybe the reason for that is this double water, this Queen of Cups. Now, this could be a water sign person in your life, could be an older, maybe a feminine energy. And it could be that we are focused on this person, not realizing that this person is not the source, is not our connection with source. It's not the plug, it's not the battery for us. We might be so preoccupied with this person, maybe pleasing this person, maybe, this could be a significant other, it could be a boss, it could be an employer, it could be the company itself. It could be a maternal figure, it could be a parent or a grandparent. It could be an older friend or something that we're kind of trying to please, trying to impress. This could be just something that's inside of us. This could be us mistaking our feelings, our kind of our interior depth for that plug, for that spiritual source, right? That battery. We may be getting these confused, right? We see the star card. The star is the energy that rules the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is an air sign, not a water sign. Maybe we're a little confused between what we kind of feel is the source of everything, and it's almost as if some part of our emotions, some archetype within us has usurped the role of spiritual source. It's almost as if these two positions should be switched. We should be looking at this as our ultimate guide, our star in the night sky, our north star, our pole star, our guiding light, our spiritual source, our destiny, right? We should be focused up here, leave the water down here. This is within us. This is kind of where we keep it. This is what we feel. This is our our entire emotional, spiritual depth. Maybe what's going on here is that we've lost the connection with source because it's so far buried underneath all of this other emotional water. And this could be manifesting as another person, maybe a maternal figure or an older sibling, maybe it's our spouse or something like that we're wrapped up in our feelings here, that we're forgetting what is really meaningful and important to us. And we're just kind of grinding away with this discipline and this stubbornness, not really realizing that we're not fulfilling this spiritual essence. We're not connected with this anymore. I think there's the need to reconnect here. Okay? And because we have this double Leo energy, I think there needs to be a little bit of spontaneity here. We need to shake things up. We need to let a little bit of fire energy in here. There needs to be some creativity. We need to find a way to reconnect with source here. Now, moving into the future, we do see a Queen of Pentacles. This is almost like the prince here. This Leo energy, as stubborn as it is stopping for a minute. Stop what you're doing and let's reflect. Are we idolizing some sort of feeling or wish or desire? Maybe this is a temporary wish or desire, right? A more immediate feeling rather than down here. the true spiritual essence, our true destiny and path, and what we, our connection with Source and our true purpose, right? Maybe we're mistaken these. Maybe we're following this temporary desire rather than following this true essence here, okay? So stop what you're doing. This card says, stop, sit down, let's reflect. Let's figure out where we're going and what we're doing. Let's figure, what are we following, right? What are we following? What are we being led by? What is guiding us? Is it a temporary wish or interest or desire or a lust or, or is it that divine light? Is it that spiritual essence? It is your destiny. It is that star, your purpose that you've discovered. Let's make sure let's put these two back in perspective. Maybe these aren't in the wrong position. Maybe we're upside down, right? Maybe this is us really being upside down, and we're following this one, where in reality we should be like that, following the star, right? However you want to look at it, I feel like we need to stop doing what we're doing. It's almost as if we've had our head down, nose to the grindstone for so long, trying to control everything that we're doing, control ourselves, stay on track, grind, that we haven't even noticed that we've been led astray. We've been following the wrong star, essentially. So I think the message is, hey, stop. Let's figure out what's going on. Look, we have this earth energy now that we're going to talk about, moving to the path of the serpent. The Four of Pentacles, it feels to me like you're doing everything you're supposed to do. This grinding away that you've been doing, well, you've been very productive. You've been really building this foundation. It's been, you're building a really great structure. You're building up this great life, this great business or project or family, whatever it is that we're doing. We're building up, we're renovating this house. But are we on the wrong street? Right? Did we get the address wrong? We have to make sure that we're in the right place, that we're following the right star here. And maybe that again is a reason why there's two of these. Are we following the wrong one? Because you're doing perfectly good work. The way you're looking at it is, well, it's a good foundation. I'm building something. I'm accomplishing this. But are we on the wrong street? Did we get the address wrong? Did we make a wrong turn somewhere? We ended up at someone else's house, doing all of this work, but it's not what our calling was. And this doesn't mean that you have to just leave what you're doing and think, oh, whoops, I made a mistake, and just stop what you're doing, leave the house half finished and go to the right house. We have to fix whatever mistakes that we've made. We have to kind of, rectify the situation. But then we also have this Nine of Pentacles that came out too. So we're matching up this earth energy. What we really want to be sure of, not just that we're doing perfectly fine work, we're building something and it's coming together nicely. We're building a good house. We want to be building our best life. This is where we should be. We shouldn't just be at a 4. A 4 is quite, ground level. It's quite basic, right? This is the very minimum of what you kind of want to accomplish. We want to be aspiring a little higher. With the star energy, this is a best life. This is a fate and destiny situation. This is the meaning of life importance here. So we need to get to this best life scenario, right? This is the real gains. This is kind of like, wow, it should feel different, right? It should look different. So we don't want just the 4. The 4, nothing wrong with the 4. But it's not a 9, right? It's not a 9. But the 4 is kind of saying that, look, things are good, things are nice and stable. I'm just going to stay here, right? Interesting that we have a 4 of Swords up here too. So maybe we do. Maybe just, well, I'm going to stay here. There is this stubbornness. Well, I've already built this much. I might as well just finish what I'm doing, and this is going to be fine. But we're being reminded that we have still such loftier goals. We want so much more. We want to be living our best life, not just, maybe somebody else's best life, or just to be this kind of the baseline success that we might have with the 4. So the 4 is kind of saying, well, yeah, maybe I didn't follow the star all the way, but I'm here now. So I'm just gonna, I'll be happy here. So we're kind of closing ourselves off. We're resigning. We're accepting. We're becoming comfortable in this place. We're adapting to this situation, which is good. But, adaptability is not always the best way to go about things. We don't always want to adapt, especially if we're adapting to a situation that's no good for us, or that we don't want, or that limits us, holds us back, isolates us, restricts us, tells us, well, you're in this castle now, so you can't do this anymore. Right? It's holding us back, saying, well, maybe in the next life you can follow the star. But right now, you're building up this tower. This is where you live now. And you can adapt to that, because I think that's what we've been doing. We shouldn't always, adapt to something that's holding us back. Adaptation is not always a positive thing. And I think that's why there is this 9. The 9 also shows movement and growth and evolution, shows progress. Right? Shows that we're transcending, that we keep working toward more and more and more. So this is kind of where we're at, and this is some energy that's saying, hey, don't forget about me. Right? But the very next card is the Moon. And this is a difficult one, because it's kind of like this dark night sky. It's a real dark night where we don't see any stars. We can't see the star over here. So this is yet another energy that's saying, this is where you ended up. You just got to stay here. You got to ride it out. You just got to adapt to the situation you're in, and maybe next time, right? Because we can't see the star now, because we feel like we're under this canopy of darkness now. We can't see the stars. So I guess I'm just going to stay home. If I can't navigate, no sense trying to travel. So this is going to keep us. This is kind of a fear, kind of a hesitation that just wants to keep us. Now my cat is joining us. Some of that intense Leo energy that we were talking about. Let's see if she wants to come up. Here you go. You can sit right here. There's a lot of cards here to look at today, isn't there? The next thing that we do see, of course, is this air energy. And again, where we are is this, and this is going to be confusing, because this is the position of what we don't want, right? This is heart and mind together. This is the being cognizant, I don't know how to say that. Being cognizant of what we truly want, of what is in our hearts. This is us feeling deep within us that something's not right, that we're not following the star as we should be, right? This is the that nagging feeling within you that we've got to reconnect here, because the 6 of Swords is ruled by Mercury in Aquarius. What do we have? Well, we have a cat. What else do we have? We have Mercury over here and Aquarius over here. So this card, and again, this is what we don't want. We're trying to ignore this. But this card's saying, hey, you need to reconnect. You need to get this. You need to focus the laser beam with the starlight behind it, right? We have to plug the magician back into the star. That's what this card is saying, but we don't want to hear it. Instead, what we want is to stay asleep. We want the 4 of Swords. We don't want the 6. Get rid of that. We want the 4. We just want to ignore it. We want to say everything's okay. We have a 4 of Pentacles. We have a 4 of Swords. We just want to stay here. It's comfortable to be asleep. It's going to be too difficult to change course now. It's going to be too difficult to realign with the star. It's going to be difficult to plug that Mercury back in to this Aquarius. But that's what we need, right? We need that 6. And in order to do that, there's a difficult choice ahead. There's the Lover's card. And of course, I don't want this reading to try to imply that we have to leave our situation. I'm not telling you to leave your job or leave your family, right? This is a little bit more subtle than that. This is a little bit more of, this is a little bit more abstract than that, I think. This is talking more about doing things for the right reasons, making sure that we have this spiritual component of our life, that we feel connected spiritually with what we're doing. We don't have to get rid of the 4, but let's build on top of it. We don't have to get rid of the kind of comfortable, relaxed 4 of Swords, but let's build on it, right? We don't have to get rid of any of this energy. All this energy is here. This is the energy that we really need. So how do we reconnect? How do we plug back into this star energy? Well, I think it has to do with this Lover's card. The Lover's card does not mean that it's a relationship, doesn't mean it's a romantic thing, but it does mean a recommitment. It does mean a falling in love with something again, committing to what you are in love with. And again, I think this kind of goes back to seeing this, the water versus the star energy. And it may be that we are confusing this love, this desire, this interest with this spiritual destiny, this spiritual love and desire. Now, maybe these two can overlap. Maybe these two can be the same thing. But right now, I think that we're kind of being, that we're following a different love. You know, we're not following our true destiny, our true will. And we have to make the choice to do that. We have to be willing to commit to this star, and maybe this water and this star, and maybe all of these can overlap. Yeah, sure. Maybe this can be. But to have the kind of fulfillment that we're looking for, to really have the happiness we're after, we have to be willing to make the choice to commit to our star. And our desires, our temporary interests and feelings and will, they have to be subordinate to that star, that true will. Everything has to be under will, right? Under that star. So it's a choice to reconnect with our beloved, with our soul, with God, Goddess, Deity, with Source, universal mind, universal energy, guardian angels, ancestors, whatever it is, that has to be our guiding principle. As we build upon the life that we're already making, you've got the discipline and the passion, you've got the stubbornness, you've got the nose to the grindstone ability to make this happen. Let's not stop at a 4, let's keep building, right? Let's look at the mystery card. Let's see what Simon says. I don't have much of a prediction here, really. You know, we have so much card. I kind of made a mess of all these cards. I don't know what to predict here, right? I do think that my cat has an idea. This is TT. Everybody say hello. She's been joining us a lot more lately during the readings. I don't really know why. Nothing much has really changed here, but yet she's felt the need to come and get involved in the readings for the last week or so, I would say. So if you don't like cats, well, I'm sorry. She's not really a cat anyway, as you can tell. Okay, so the mystery card now. I don't know. I want to see something that That is us making the choice to continue to build. I want to see another, a 9. Another 9 of Pentacles. Well, we're not going to get that. Maybe a 9 of Cups. Yeah, I think that would be good. Something showing movement. Yeah. Let's see what we have. Oh, TT, look at that. It's a 4. And this one really suggests to me that we're being very resistant and very stubborn. We don't want to let go of this thing that we've already built. But I think that's kind of that's the joke here. That's like the irony. You're not being asked to give up any of these pentacles, right? I mean, that's you're kind of holding on to it, and you're just saying, no, I don't want to change. I don't want to let go of this one. Nobody's asking you to. It may feel that way. It may feel that way if we try to realign with our star. But we're just asking to build upon this 4. We're not trying to take anything away, right? You don't have to give up anything. But there's still this stubbornness and this resistance to change, because I think that you are very comfortable in what you're doing. You have a good handle on your energy. You're very disciplined. Things are going a certain way. We don't want to have to make changes. We don't want to change course now. This is you holding on to the wheel and saying, no, I'm not turning it. I don't want any kind of change. I don't want anything to be different. I think this is the first step, really, is to be open, right? This is a card that's not very open right now. We have to be willing to first reconnect with that star and then start incorporating that spiritual life into what we're currently doing, right? It's not really a change of what you're doing, but a change of the why, the reason why you're doing it, the feeling of doing it, how you're doing it, maybe. Yeah. She and I are going to do an extended. If you want to stick around, just click on the link that's up there. That will give you access to all of the extended readings, not just for Taurus, but for every sign. So I encourage you to cross-watch, check your other placements. Thank you so much for being here. She's just about to climb onto the top of my head. I'll see you again very, very soon. You going to do the extended reading with me? Huh? You want to do the extended?